Has the National Party made the right decision in ruling out New Zealand First as a possible partner after the next election? Can New Zealand First and Winston Peters be trusted on the political front? Did New Zealand First negotiate faithfully after the last election? I will endeavour to answer these questions in this video. First, however, please help this channel by giving this video a like. Every like will help the YouTube algorithm. Thank you in anticipation. The National Party and Simon Bridges have ruled out New Zealand First as a potential partner after the 2020 general election. Is that a mistake? The answer to that question is obviously related to the various policies of both parties and whether each can trust the other to deliver on their various election promises. During the last election campaign in 2017, New Zealand First stated that they would not reveal whom they intended to support after the election. They promised to negotiate fairly with both the main parties to get the best result for all New Zealanders after the electorate had spoken and given guidance. Under MMP, a ridiculous electoral system in my opinion, both the main parties, National and Labour, are unlikely to gain an outright majority, and therefore both need friends in Parliament to be able to form a government. Hence there were many voters who supported New Zealand First on the basis that they thought that they would align with the National Party. These votes were to enable the Nats to form the government and block the socialist left Labour and their obvious cohorts, the extreme leftists, the Greens. Now, did Winston really mean to negotiate fairly with both parties? I do not believe so. He filed in the courts just before the election papers suing senior members of the National Party over the supposed leak of private information. As such, he demonstrated a profound dislike and distrust of the National Party. Any negotiations with the Nats were therefore just to show intent to Labour and so obtain better terms from them for his party. He had, in my opinion, absolutely no intention of siding with the Nats and always intended to support Labour. Now, let's look at some of the other promises made by New Zealand First in the lead up to the 2017 election. Most of these were stated to be bottom lines and therefore must be part of any negotiated settlement. Restrict immigration to a maximum of 10,000 per year and so enable his preference for current New Zealanders in the labour market, etc., to be fulfilled. Net immigration to New Zealand has been estimated at 52,700 in 2017, with a slight fall in 2018 to 48,300. Although the first figure could not be blamed on the current government, the second does not show the decline that was promised by New Zealand First. I understand that the figures for 2019, when they are released, will not show much progress towards the target figure of 10,000 either. A promise made and not fulfilled. No capital gains tax. Yes, this was stopped by New Zealand First and is one policy plank that they can be proud of. We do not need a more tax and more spend government, as that will only ruin the New Zealand economy. A promise made and kept. Good work, Winston. New Zealand First also had policies to end the continuing pandering to the Maori elite. It was their policy to have a referendum on the existence of the Maori seats and to remove all separatist legislation that currently exists in the country, particularly those that relate to local government. Another promise made and not fulfilled. New Zealand First also had a policy to help first home buyers by providing assistance in the purchase of residential sections. This was to provide finance at low interest rates over a 25-year period. Where has that policy gone, or has it just been swallowed up by the disastrous Kiwi Build program? Another promise made and not fulfilled. Have all these so-called bottom lines just been abandoned so that the party and its MPs can get into power and enjoy the trappings of this? You decide. One policy that New Zealand First did achieve was a provincial growth fund, a large amount of money that was to provide financial assistance to the provinces and so stimulate growth and employment. What has it become though? In my opinion, it is just a slush fund that is being used to buy New Zealand First an electorate seat at the next election, thereby ensuring that they are returned to Parliament. Just look at all the money that has been provided for the doubtful projects in Northland. Is this to ensure that Shane Jones wins the Northland seat in 2020? You decide. The last matter I will raise is the New Zealand First Foundation. Is this a method by which the electoral laws relating to donations for political parties can be circumvented? In New Zealand, all significant donations to political parties have to be declared and by whom they were made. This is clearly a policy designed to prevent elections being purchased, with the donors being rewarded in the future. A sensible policy, so maintaining the ethical relationship between the government and the public. With the New Zealand First Foundation, have these rules been circumvented? Are donations to the Foundation really donations to New Zealand First? How are the funds received by the Foundation spent? Who is in control of the Foundation? All these questions need to be answered to alleviate any lingering doubt as to the efficacy of the party and the fund. I will leave the answering of these questions to you. So, can New Zealand First and Winston Peters be trusted? I know that I would not trust them at all, and I suspect that there is no real intention of the party siding with National after the next election. So Simon Bridges ruling them out will have little effect and is therefore a good idea. Any vote for New Zealand First this time around will definitely be a vote for the continuance of the left-leaning Labour coalition and its supporting extreme, basically communist Greens, the party that believes that they know best how you should live your life and what is best for you. Because of this declaration, I believe that those voters who wanted Winston to go with the Nats will now think twice about whom they will vote for this time. The loss of these voters will mean that without the Shane Jones winning the Northland seat, New Zealand First will be out of Parliament, as they are most unlikely to achieve the 5% threshold. We will see in September. Well, that is the end of this video. If you would like to comment, both positive and negative, feel free, as it is good to have a two-way conversation. Remember to hit the like button, as that will help the YouTube algorithms. Any comments you wish to make may give me ideas for future commentary. Please share this video with your friends and family. If you wish to subscribe, then push the relevant buttons, including the little bell. Then you will find out when I upload a new video. Just use the appropriate buttons. Thanks for watching Captain Cookie's commentary, and we will see you next time.